Herbert Clark. Hoover was an engineer and American politician. He served as the 31st President of the United States for 2 consecutive years, 1929 to 1933. Besides the American President, he was the Director of the Food Administration and Commerce Secretary of the States, along with the leading Relief Commission in Belgium. Please like and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. William Henry Harrison was an American politician, military officer, and the 9th serving President of America. Before Henry's political career, he was part of the victorious Battle of Fallen Timbers, leader of military force in the Battle of Tippecanoe and the Battle of Thames. Harrison commenced his political stint as Northwest Territory Secretary. John Tyler was the 10th President of the United States for the period 1841 to 1845. Earlier he was the Vice President and became President just after the death of President William Henry Harrison in 1941. When we quote the worst presidents of America, he comes among the top 10. He was a robust follower and states' rights activist and aimed to secure state powers. Millard Fillmore gets the 7th spot among the worst presidents of America of all time. He was the 13th serving President of America. Also, he was the last president without affiliation with the Republican or Democratic Party. He was a vice president but, due to Zachary Taylor's death, went on to be the president in just 2 years of the vice presidency. Zachary Taylor was a military officer before becoming the 12th serving President of the United States. This national hero could win the election without much political exposure due to his tremendous victories in American-Mexican War. He was the first person to be a president sans any political service upon being persuaded by the Whig Party. He was concerned about the slavery issue but failed to leave a strong impact owing to his short tenure of 16 months before his death. Zachary is now often remembered as a forgettable president rather than failed one by scholars and historians. He was married to Margaret Smith and had 6 children together. Franklin Pierce was a politician, lawyer, and 14th President of America. He was a successful lawyer and gained recognition by being appointed as an attorney in New Hampshire. Besides this, he served in the Senate and was a member of the House of Representatives. Pierce signed the Kansas-Nebraska Act imposing the Fugitive Slave Act that politically resulted in the American Civil War. Although trade treaties signed with Britain and Japan increased accountability and reformed cabinets, his popularity was demurred as the act caused violent conflicts on the expansion of slavery. Now ranked as the less memorable and among the worst presidents of America. His wife suffered from depression and illness. 3 young children died at a young age, and the last son died in a train accident. Warren Gamaliel Harding was a politician, journalist, and the 12th U.S. President. He was the first elected sitting senator and among the most popular presidents in the U.S., representing Ohio. His contribution to the newspaper The Marion Star was another achievement for his reputation. His policy in Washington Naval Conference naval program was a successful addition that lasted for a decade. Besides serving as president, Warren previously served as lieutenant governor and U.S. Senate. His death unfolded numerous scandals such as Teapot Dome, corruption, and extramarital affair, lowering the reputation he gained. Donald Trump is a politician, businessman, media personality, and the 45th USA serving president. He is the first president in America without government service or military background. Upon his presidential election, several protests sparked asking for an investigation claiming Russian interference and conspiracy. Trump got more backlash from the citizens after his racist actions, derogatory and false remarks alongside misleading statements in his campaigns. During his tenure of presidentship, Donald initiated numerous immoral decisions, such as the family separations policy, travel ban, tax cuts, Affordable Care Act, and Jobs Act of 2017, attracting more hate towards self. He is the sole one in the history of presidents to be prosecuted twice and ranks 3rd as the worst president of America in history. Andrew Johnson comes at second place in this list of the top 10 worst presidents of America. He was the 17th U.S. president, assuming after the assassination death of Abraham Lincoln. Aside from Taylor, Andrew got involved in politics by serving as mayor, alderman, and governor of Tennessee and the only non-resigning Senate sitting. Before the victorious election of vice president, he worked as a military governor. He was the only ex-president at service in the U.S. Senate. Johnson was divergent on the 14th Amendment Act to give citizenship to former bond servants while seeking to dissolve the Republican opposition House. Therefore, conflicts paved the way for the Tenure of Office Act confining Andrew, who later faced impeachment for forcing the dismissal of the war secretary. James Buchanan Jr. was the 15th serving U.S. president, lawyer, diplomat, politician, and state secretary representing Pennsylvania. James had an impactful political service background before the presidency as a Federalist, minister, senator, and minister of the United Kingdom. Throughout his presidential tenure, Buchanan attempted terrible choices, such as the Kansas case and the Dred Scott case, resulting in the anger of Northern Democrats and Republicans. His leadership period was addressed as a lame duck prior to the Civil War in America, describing Buchanan as incompetent. Due to multiple failures and ineffective decisions, Buchanan is quoted as the worst president of the United States ever.